What's going on, guys? Phil here.
Dan here.
And guys, welcome to Random Roast. This is episode 2. And Dan, what do we have covering? What do we have covering? Gosh, I can't even speak English today. It's super late. Lightning storm. It was crazy in Oklahoma. Anyway, my brain's fried. Dan, what are we talking about tonight?
We are talking what's on the agenda on this sunny day in Southern California.
Oh, nice.
Yep. We're going to be talking about what's going down with the new Spider-Man, the issue between Sony and Disney. Next, we're going to talk about the Apple credit card, and lastly, we're going to be talking about Florida. I can talk smack about Florida. I used to live there, so we're going to be talking about Florida and their issues with a particular type of snake. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. So, guys, make sure to stay to the end for that. But Spider-Man. All right. So, it's the news is everywhere, and pretty much, Marvel has been building up this new reboot with Tom Holland, and I actually really like the Spider-Man. I like Homecoming. I like Far From Home, and I like that. They ended Phase 1 of, I think it's Phase 1 of Marvel, and Iron Man's dead. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen if you haven't seen Avengers and you don't know Iron Man died, you've been living like under a rock. But Iron Man's dead, and Far From Home was really, really good, and they set up for another Spider-Man. And come to find out, Sony and Disney broke up. And little fun fact, Sony stock dropped massively after this news went down. But, I think, it's interesting because there's so much information that's coming from left and right here. But I don't think that Sony's the bad guy, in this breakup or in the the terms of agreement and what they've done. Because it kind of looks like Marvel, or actually I just gotta say Disney, is trying to like just cash in on that cow, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because from what I've understood, Sony's been producing it and they've done all the legwork, and Marvel just kind of, they're just kind of like wanting to cash in on that.
So you're saying there's a lot of details coming out. What are some of the details?
So with those details, first off, like, apparently Disney treats its people like crap. And Stan Lee's daughter, actually, so there's an article, I forget where the article is at, but they were basically like talking to Stan Lee's daughter, and she was saying like basically when Stan Lee died, Disney didn't reach out at all. You're talking about they've got a lot of things in the works that are his creations, and usually, you've got a good relationship with people that like you're using their content with, and everyone knows Stan Lee's had cameos in like all the Marvel movies, and that he's been a part of. And it's just, I don't know, Disney's like so big that they just don't give a crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I actually have friends at work living in Southern California, and it's a sunny day, just in case you're wondering again. I'm going to mention it. But
Gosh.
I have friends that have worked at Disney and Sony, and I've actually been on their lots. I'm not talking about Disneyland. I talked about that episode 1. I'm actually talking about where they, the innovation centers, where things go down, the studios. I've walked on those lots.
Oh, interesting.
And one of my friends, who will remain nameless, in the Burbank office, I walked through. It was more on the video game side, so it was a pretty cool layout. They had a bunch of games you could test out, bunch of snacks everywhere. It looked super cool to work at something like that.
Right.
But then when I was like, "You must love working here," and he's like, "It's all right." I was like, "What do you mean it's all right? I work in a stuffy office." He's like, "It's cool at first, but all the stuff, all these little free granola bars and coffee and video games everywhere, you kind of ignore it. You don't really play with it. No one really plays these video games. You look weird just playing video games in the middle of the day by yourself."
Right.
So it was for appeal only. And then he also said they don't really treat their employees right, like how you mentioned. They kind of gloss over you. They don't give you good raises. They have favorites, but there's a lot of politics involved from what he told me. Plus,
interesting.
They're kind of like, all right, you don't like it here? Go find somewhere else that's better than Disney, bigger than Disney. It doesn't exist. So people just kind of like, all right, I'll stay here, because what else am I going to do? Where am I going to go? And on the flip side, Sony, I know someone who works on the legal side of things, but I was able to walk on the lot She showed me where certain shows and movies have been filmed. It felt like a more corporate atmosphere, but people generally felt like they enjoyed their jobs more.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of got that vibe actually, because we know the same person. But um, that's so interesting though, because I mean, like, you've got your normal people. Let's call them grunt people. You know, like your first line of defense, people that are animators, people that are doing all this stuff. But then you've got your giants. You know, I mean, people who've got the intellectual property. And even those guys kind of get strong armed or kind of like, all right, you know, we're doing this dance, and you just kind of deal with it. We're Disney, we own everything, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know the exact details of what is what because that hasn't been released as of this moment. But you know, it kind of looks like Sony has been kind of getting the butt end of the deal, and Sony's like, no, we're not playing ball. We're taking Spider-Man back. So you know, when giants like that fight, the fans suffer because, I mean, how many times has Spider-Man been rebooted? Right? You've got Tobey Maguire, right? The original Spider-Man. There was like what, 3 movies?
I think so.
There's 3 movies, and then there was a hiatus, right? And then the next Spider-Man was Spider-Man Ultimate. Was it Unlimited Spider-Man or Amazing Spider-Man or something like that with
I
Andrew
think it was.
Garfield?
I think it was amazing.
Amazing Spider-Man. I actually liked him. They had two. They had what, 2 movies. Now the bad guys and the plot lines were kind of like, but Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, I liked him. I thought he fit the bill. I thought he fit the bill more than Tobey Maguire.
I
Like
agree.
I like Tobey Maguire in the first one, but then the second one and the third one, I was like, meh.
I will
But
never forget that scene of him dancing on the bar.
bro, emo Spider-Man.
I remember we watched that. I remember
Yeah, we
we watched with a gang of people, and I just started like saying out loud, "This better be a dream sequence."
did.
And then it wasn't. And I had like there was like red flags to me. I was like whispering, like, "This movie's not good, guys." And everyone was like, "Shut up! You're being a hater." And then that scene happened. Everyone looked at me and they're like, "All right, he's all right. This movie's horrible." And everyone just started like belly laughing for the wrong reason from that scene. And I got to be honest. Ever since then, since that scene, what, like 12, actually 14 years ago, I think now, I
Yeah,
kind of gave up on Spider-Man. So all these phases and stuff, I don't know any of these movies. I've seen bits and pieces of the Garfield ones. He looks the part, but
yeah.
this new one, I know nothing. Is Spider-Man still red and blue?
Yes, but he's like more mechanical looking, but not mechanical looking, but mechanical looking. Metallic,
Gotcha.
maybe
Okay.
metallic. So basically, you need to watch. You need to watch Avengers.
I watched
No, no,
that.
no.
I watched that.
Hold on. You need to watch, what is it? Iron Man? No, no. It was Avengers. It was Avengers that did that. Or was it Iron Man that had the? Now I'm forgetting because there was a cameo, and then you know Spider Man was full on in Avengers. Oh, Civil War, and then after that they started building, you know, Tom Holland's Spider-Man character, and I think it's been pretty cool. He's really likable, and you know the fact that he's connected to the Avengers already kind of just makes him in the team, you know, makes him Marvel, makes him, you know, all the Marvel goodness. And this last movie was not terrible with Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal was Rey Mysterio, or
Say what?
Mysterio. Rey Mysterio's a wrestler.
Buraka, Buraka.
Yeah, no, he was Mysterio.
Okay.
And that was, I mean, it was really good. There was plot twists and all that good stuff. But I mean, I liked it, and I liked the fact that, you know, like, okay, so have you seen Endgame?
Yeah, I watched that.
All right, so there's a little bit of like a hold your breath. You know, Tony Stark is dead. What's the universe gonna look like now? How do we move on? I mean, really, like, how do we move on? How do we whatever? And you know, this movie was like, all right, this is like the next movie, the installment. Now we see the backlash, and then in the movie they talk about the backlash. They embrace the backlash, and you can see the characters' emotions and how everyone's been like dealing with the whole news. And I like that movie for that stuff just alone, and I thought the story was pretty good too. You know,
I enjoyed the first Avengers more. I know that's a very unlikable thing to say, but I like the first one. The what's Infinity Wars, right? That's the first one called.
yeah, Infinity War.
Yeah, I enjoyed when everyone disappeared. I liked it.
It was really suspenseful. I mean,
I just remember like looking at everyone in the theater because there was a bunch of kids with their
yeah.
parents, and the parents were like it was like the wife looking at the husband like, "What the hell? Why is our 6-year-old here?
People are
This is so graphic." And I don't know. That was one of those movie experiences you got to go to watch that. If I was like watching it at home, I would have been like, "Oh wow, this is sad." But because watched it in the theater, I was like, "Oh, this is funny."
Everyone's
So,
like dead, and all these kids are like, "Oh my god, this person's dead." You
like
know,
remember that like the first 5 minutes, Thanos chokes out and kills
Loki.
Loki. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
like I remember like the couple right next to me, they had like a 4-year-old, and the wife like she said it pretty loud, like, What rating is this movie?" And I was like, I think it's PG-13, and your 4-year-old is 4. So
do you believe it? Do you believe in the rating system? Do you believe that the content that's put out for 13-year-olds at PG-13 is suitable?
I think so for the most part. I mean, there has to be some kind of rating scale. I don't
I
know
mean,
if it's accurate, but
I mean,
it needs
you
to be there.
PG-13, you almost get a nipple slip. You know, it's almost a little risque, but I don't know. I feel like they push the envelope.
I
Doesn't mean
think
like
I think back in the day when you had to physically go somewhere to see a nipple, but now, bro, just grab your phone, type it in, and oh, there you go. It's so simple. Kids have it so easy to see nipples now.
Yeah, Google's like, hey, what angle would you like that?
Pretty much. So like,
Yeah.
too vague of an answer, too many results.
Yeah, well, let's not even get into that, but like,
Yeah, for sure.
But like, I don't know. I feel like the ratings are like extra. Yeah, like I don't know. There's just so much they could fit in and get away with now. This with the standards and with morality and with all that stuff. It's just like PG-13 in this day and age is not the PG-13 of like 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I probably tend to agree with you. I don't even know anymore, man.
R-rated R would have been like almost rated X in some instances. With some of these like, passionate sex scenes and things like that were like that are really like showing a lot of stuff, you're like, "What?" And that's rated R, not rated like X, get out of here. But
I mean, yeah, I know the difference. I can just explain them to you, but it's kind of risque.
yeah, I'd rather
It's
not.
risque. Let's not get there. You can figure it out at home if you want to, but it involves showing things below the belt. We'll keep it at that.
But yeah, I don't know. So like Spider-Man, I'm just I don't know. This is kind of crappy because like I'm one of those guys where like I sit there and I'm like looking at the plans or the installments of like the movies that are coming out and how they like intermingle with each other. Because I mean that's the draw for Marvel, right? The movies build off of each other, the phases and all that stuff. Because I mean, what Phase 1 was like 15 years from when like Iron Man 1 came out, and now it's all of a sudden like over, and now they're starting Phase 2. Or I think was it Phase 2 or Phase 3? Now, God, I'm probably
It
saying
has to be
phases
Phase
wrong.
3, man. It has to be. I don't know any of these things, but 15 Phase 1? No, it's too long. Gotta
Okay,
get rolling.
maybe it's Phase 3. Hold on, hold on, I have to Google this.
You're gonna
Let's
Google
see. I'm
that.
gonna Google this. What phase?
Yeah.
What
So,
phase is
as you're
Marvel
looking that up,
in? Okay,
I'm
hold
gonna
on.
go ahead, look it up. Let all the other nerds, all the nerds are.
Phase 1 is 2008 to 2012. All right, Phase 2 is 2013 to 2015. So Phase 3 just ended. So you're right, Phase 4. For someone not knowing it, that was pretty good. That's a pretty good assumption.
That's not an assumption. Just things move fast in the world today.
So Phase 4 is 2020 to 2021. Okay, and so it
How many
looks like
phases are there?
Phase 5.
Oh
Looks like
my
it's up to
God.
Phase 5 right now. And so right now, Phase 4, what they're saying is featured is Black Widow, The Eternals, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Doctor
Ugh.
Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I would actually like to see another Doctor Strange.
I like
and
Doctor Strange.
Thor, Love and Thunder. So
Go away, Thor. It's
no,
over.
Thor's such a likable character. They've done so much with Thor. They've done so much, dude.
He's never gonna be better than Fat Thor. Fat Thor is the apex. It's over.
No. He has he's come back from Fat Thor. I mean, everyone's. Let's be honest, dude. Everyone's had a Fat Thor moment in their life, or a phase, like a Fat Thor phase, where just they gave up. Everything's kind of going wrong. They're in a funk, and then they work through it. That's like Thor working through adversity. You have to see the man on the other edge of the storm.
He's gonna be 47 by the time it's said and done. Liam, Wetsworth? What's his name?
Liam. I wanted to say decent. It's Liam.
Definitely
Hemsworth.
not him.
Chris Hemsworth. Liam's the brother.
I mean, he just broke up with Miley Cyrus.
I don't even know that.
Yeah, and by the time whenever it's done, Miley Cyrus is gonna have 6 kids, and they're gonna have their own singing careers. Come on. Let's come up with some new ideas now. Stop phasing things. Let's get rolling with new ideas.
I'm interested to see why they're doing a Black Widow movie, because I mean she's a really good character, but she's dead. So that they're gonna go back and do a video that ties into plot stuff from the past, and I'm
See, I'm starting to check out because I'm too much information. There's too much. Just let me watch a movie and not remember things from 7 years ago to understand it.
So kind of coming back full circle. So Spider-Man is now officially pulled out of Phase 4, and kind of what's next, because they definitely did at the end. They did 2 little after the credit scenes. So there's literally another Spider-Man, but now we're just never gonna know if we're gonna get it, and if we do get it, the Spider-Man may not be Tom Holland, and that's tough. It's tough. Well, I don't know. Okay, so think about James Bond. James Bond, there was a Bond for every era, and then once he was done, it was done. I mean, the era's not done. And plus they've literally shown a spoiler for another movie. So it's you can't just do they can't pull a roadie, you know what I mean? Where
they could. I'm telling you, they could.
Not with the main character. Not with the main character. You can't roadie that.
It's so easy. They're just gonna delay it for a couple more years and say Phase 4 is delayed, and everyone will forget.
No, you can't roadie that. Everyone knows.
Let's do it.
Everyone knows Tom Holland. You can't. It just doesn't work. It can't be the same continuity. That's just you can't.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, because Spider-Man literally can't pass the torch.
He'll bite somebody.
Just goes around and bites people.
Yeah, that's how Spider-Man powers works, right? He can bite people and they become Spider-Man.
No, I don't think Spider-Man can actually bite.
It's like the Green Lantern, right? You give him the ring, you give him a bite. It's not the same?
No, it's not the same. Although the Green Lantern's a freaking awesome character, but they did him such injustice. Let's not even get to that. Let's get off the topic. Let's move on.
Let's talk about something that's also not thought out completely.
All right, are we doing the Apple or
the Apple credit card?
Do you even use the Apple credit card?
So the Apple credit card is a physical piece.
Oh, it's not digital?
It's both.
Okay.
So you could put it on your phone on the Wallet app if you have an iPhone. Do that. I don't want to have any credit cards on my phone. I'm pretty paranoid about that. I want my whole life attached to my phone, just because if you lose your phone, I was thinking about this, what's worse, losing your phone or losing your wallet nowadays?
Yeah, because it's kind of one and the same.
Yeah, I'd rather lose my wallet more than losing my phone now, because if you could somehow get my password on my phone rolling, you have all my login information for my emails and everything. That's scary. Well,
it's kind of easy to do that in some cases, because the moment, if your phone automatically joins Wi-Fi networks and you're on the same network with other people, they can literally look at your login information.
Yeah, it's scary. So I don't want any credit card stuff on my phone.
Yeah.
So there's an actual card, and it's made out of titanium, which sounds cool. It looks cool.
Are you titanium?
I'm not titanium. I thought Spider-Man was, but but the problem with having a titanium credit card is you can't use it to touch anything except the device you slide it through.
Are you talking about the magnetization?
Yeah. If you any magnet nearby, done. Card's done. If you put it in a leather wallet, it gets stained. It absorbs the leather. If you put it in a denim wallet, what year are we in if you're using that? It stains the card. So you probably have to get a special wallet for your credit card, which is so Apple. It's such an Apple thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, you want the Apple credit card? You need to get an Apple wallet. Oh, so obnoxious.
I've got a bone to pick with Apple. You know how hard it was to do this podcast, trying to find a free software, a software that we can use to like pull the audio, because you can't just pull the audio off. You have to go all the way around the block to figure out how to do that. Where like on a PC, you just plug in the stupid thing and it reads everything, you know. So Apple has to go all the way around. You have to buy their junk, and it's annoying. Apple's annoying with some of that. But
It's
then
crazy.
again, Apple.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Apple is exactly like Disney. They don't give a crap. They're just
They
like, you know
don't.
what? We're gonna put this product out. You're gonna like it because we're Apple. And if you don't like it,
Exactly.
we're Apple. So deal with it.
That's exactly how it goes. And I mean, this credit card and all the features, there's no features. I looked on their website. I was like, all right, other than it being titanium and linked to your phone, is there anything special about it? Nothing special. Like, they boast about, like, you can log in and see how much you spend, and if you pay more up front, how much it'll cost. Like, yo, that is government mandated regulations as of like 3 or 4 years ago. All the credit card companies had to start putting that in pay statements. Like, if you pay this much, just pay the minimum. It's going to take you till then, and you will end up paying this much. It was mandated, and Apple's like, we'll do this for you. We're going to follow the law just for you. So would never get this card. And if anyone got that card, if I was like a waiter or something,
Yeah.
I'd be like, bro, don't be a beta. That's a beta move.
Wait. So if you stain the card, you can't use the card.
Eventually,
So it like
If you
messes
s-
with the strip, or just
yeah.
the
If you
top?
stain the strip side, but is there
Interesting.
anything worse than giving someone a dirty card? Don't you feel
Ah.
self-conscious, like your card's peeling or it's dirty?
I mean, I don't have to
Dude,
give it a much thought, to be honest.
my girlfriend's credit card is kind of peeling, and I look at her with evil eyes, like, yo,
Are
get
you
a credit.
Are you judging her?
I'm judging her. I'm like, girl, if that's how your credit card looks, how's your place look, girl?
Oh man.
You look
D-
good from head to toe, but your credit card is busted.
Don't judge a book by its credit card.
Yeah, don't. Let's see what's inside that wallet, not what the money's inside, because no one carries cash anymore. Let's get real. Let me see that credit card, girl. Let me
But if
see your
it's
credit score.
but if it's an Apple physical wallet, you're gonna be a better person. You know.
Oh,
And I'm,
yeah, you're gonna be like, oh, I spent money just for this card to give me the same benefits as any other regular card.
Apple.
They take a bite. Like, even the icon, it's a bite out. Like, that's kind of us as consumers. Like, you got to use this. We're gonna take a bite out of your wallet, and
Dude,
then we're gonna take your wallet.
I'm one to talk though. I've got an iPhone, I've got an iMac, I've got a MacBook Pro, and I've got an iWatch, and I have Apple everything.
You're a horrible person, man.
I'm an Appleite, you know. But
Is that a real term?
no, I
Applewhite?
just
Okay.
I just made it up, or I just said it. I mean, it was better than Appalachian, but
Ooh.
oh
Ooh.
right, ooh.
Yeah, I just converted to an iPhone 7. Yeah. You know what I do best? Catching up with the times from my old Android.
And so I just want you guys to know the Apple iPhone 10s is out. Where is it? 10s, 10s Max or whatever. Like it's like already past the 10s. Like 10s
My phone's
Max. I think
only
it's the
yeah,
Max.
it's only 3 years old. It's cool. It's
No,
still,
there's 7, 7s, 8, 8s, and then I think they skipped iPhone 9. So then it was a regular 10 and 10s, and then they had the 10 plus, or the 10 plus, then the 10s and the 10s plus, and then they had the 10s Max. So you're actually
Alright,
like
man.
you're like actually like a bunch of generations behind. The best part is you spent all that money on it, which is not quite a lot, but then they're purposely slowing down your phone because Apple sucks.
I'm not gonna do any updates.
You can't, because then your apps won't work right, your phone won't work right. And they literally put stuff in there to mess it up so that it just works crappier. Even the
Yeah,
basic stuff, like
I heard that.
they're literally caught doing that. You know, they're like,
Yeah, I've
oh, you
heard
don't want to
that.
use apps? Okay, we'll kill your battery then.
You will get a new phone whether you like it or not.
No, seriously, dude. Like it's
Yeah, I've heard that. We'll see. This is why I was kind of resistant to getting it, but well, I was willing to give it a gander with an old one.
So I don't know. I didn't know that like they're trying to like make you get a special wallet to hold the Apple Card because the Apple Card is so high maintenance. It's like freaking the 1% of America.
You got to laminate it.
Yeah, it's like, hi, I actually have an Apple Card spot in my Lamborghini. Like I don't even have a wallet. I just placed the card in the Lamborghini. There's a spot for it.
And once I saw that, I was like, so Apple. It's such an Apple thing to do.
Yeah. I don't know. They just haven't really been innovators. They've been just rebranding current stuff, but now Apple has it. You know, they've not been leaders in anything.
Yeah,
Well, actually, no. Maybe in like the X, the what is it called? The XR. No, that's the brand. Whatever it is, where it's like you've got the 3D stuff in real life where you can mix it together. Crap. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but like you've got these like things on your phone, like a digital whatever, and then it's also real life stuff, so you can merge them together, so it looks like you're in the video game world or video game world's like in
Oh,
real
like
world.
virtual reality?
Yeah, something like that. They've been doing stuff like that, and so that was kind of
Yeah.
like pretty.
It's kind of a mean thing to say, but once Steve Jobs died, I think all the creativity died with him.
Well, he was the real innovator.
So
Yeah.
they're just rehashing the same product, just making it prettier. So
So what's your on the Dan scale? Well, give a would the Dan scale be 1 to 5 or 1 to 10?
10, always out of 10.
All right. So on the Dan scale of 1 to 10, Apple Card, where does it fall?
Like on how cool it is or how bad it is.
Like 10 being I gotta have this, 1 being get out of my face.
1.5.
Dang, so that bad, huh?
Because it weighs more too. So it's obnoxious because it weighs more too. It's made out of titanium. It's not plastic.
It's like, hi, we've got a 5-pound slim credit card.
I got a heavy credit card that I had, a high maintenance heavy credit card. Get out of my face, bro.
People have weighted vests, weighted armbands. We got weighted cards for your wallet.
You're gonna work out one side of your leg at a time.
Apple, man, they're just innovators. What can I
Yeah.
say?
You gotta talk to your Apple Watch. How many extra calories am I burning with my titanium Apple credit card? Get out of here.
All right, so now let's talk about Florida.
Florida, yeah. So
Not a lot of people know that. They're like Florida is actually Florida.
yeah, creative.
two
Just
together.
space it out. Space it out. You get a name,
I had no idea about that till like 5 years ago, so I feel like really stupid.
and you could do that with Oak. Just go like Oak, Kahoma, boom. So if you want to become a rapper, that's your rapper name.
So when you say oak, it
Uh-huh.
sounds like OAK, not okay.
Yeah,
So wouldn't it be okay, Oklahoma?
I say Oklahoma. Am I saying it
Oklahoma,
weird?
Oklahoma,
Is that how do you say it?
Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's what Oklahoma. That's what I said.
But when you put the emphasis on
Oak.
oak,
Like a Oklahoma.
but like when you do it like that, when you separate it, the okay doesn't make an oak sound.
You gotta spell it slightly different.
It's like okay.
You gotta put like a
Oklahoma.
Spanish enunciation over the K.
Dude, I'm learning Spanish right now on that Duolingo app. Hey, speaking of Duolingo, this podcast is sponsored by Duolingo. Do you Duolingo? You can learn a bunch of different languages, and you can basically like invite friends to play and get it for free. And if you really enjoy it, you can play it for an entire year. If you guys are interested, don't talk to us because we're not really sponsored by Duolingo, but I really like it.
And if you're interested in that app, I recommend while you're trying to learn Spanish, you go to Denny's, home of the Grand Slam.
Denny's is also another sponsor of ours that they don't know yet, but we're throwing in some
making it-
plugs. We're
I
trying to
mean,
hope
Denny's-
for,
It's America's Diner. Where's the best place to learn Spanish than America's Diner?
exactly. We're trying to hit a
Boom.
grand slam here. We're trying to hit a grand slam.
Gonna get the Grand Slam of the language scale and get some. I mean, if you don't like pancakes, eggs, bacon, sausage, hash browns, and a piece of toast with
You're
some
just not
coffee,
American. You're just not American.
you're not just not American. You're a horrible person.
That's true.
Like you're something wrong with you. You need to go to the doctor because I bet there's something really wrong with you. You got some kind of growth growing on you that doesn't belong on you.
And if you're a finicky person, they've got vegan options. I don't know if they do. But I'm
do.
just saying it. I mean,
They do, yeah. They got omelets. They got stuff that you could eat if you don't like the taste of meat.
Omelets are not vegan.
They got onions you could eat raw.
Go to Denny's and order an onion. They got white onions, they got yellow onions, they got red onions.
Those sweet onions taste good raw.
Hey, bro, we even caramelize them for you.
Can I get a side of ketchup, please?
Yeah. That was actually pretty funny. So okay. So let's talk about Florida.
Let's talk about Florida. Back onto the state. So I can roast Florida. I used to live in Florida for 7 years, and Florida gets a lot of bad attention, and honestly, rightfully so. What's with you Floridians? You guys are pretty crazy people for the most part.
You got a good mix. You got a good mix of crazy like Caucasian people, and then crazy Hispanic people, and crazy like other Hispanic people, like Cubans. And can I say that other Hispanic?
No, Hispanics covers the gamut of the Spanish language for the most part. So, but yeah, it's a lot of people who are from other parts of the country and move to Florida to
like retire there, huh?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of old people too, but there's also younger people who are escaping the snow, and it's pretty cheap to live there. So
really?
Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
I've never been to Florida.
You're not missing out on anything. So it's cheap to live there. So it's so hot. I think a lot of people do crazy things when it's crazy hot. Because I know Hawaii is also pretty hectic on the crime scale too.
Really?
So yeah, because it's always hot there too, and it's humid. Because you get like you're uncomfortable when it's that humid. Like you go outside, and it's like, you're already sweating. You will walk to your car, and you need a new shirt. So
yeah, but you just go to the beach. Well, actually, Oklahoma's like that.
Is it humid?
Oh God, yeah, dude. It's so humid. It's incredible. Like it's like 90% humidity when it's like raining or like just not raining.
Wow. Okay, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Change your weather.
All right, so now I gotta know about this snake. This.
Yeah, so what's going down in Florida is there's snakes everywhere. I used to live there all the time. You'd be scared running around at night because you legit get scared you're going to step on a snake. Now, I'm not joking.
Is it snake capital of the United States?
It could be. There or Louisiana. I'd say it's pretty close between those two. You got the Everglades in Florida, and you got like the bayou. Yeah, so it's pretty close. But in the Everglades portion in particular, and it's actually spread out to larger areas. The next closest largest city to the Everglades is Fort Lauderdale. Huh. And what's going on down there in southern Florida is they have a Burmese python epidemic.
Burmese, huh?
Burmese python. So Burmese pythons don't bite.
Okay.
They can bite, but that's not what they do. Pythons are massive snakes.
So they swallow little children?
They could. Okay. They have reports that these Burmese pythons in the Everglades, just one of them, not like a gang of them, one of them can take out an alligator.
Really?
Yeah, there's a python elimination program established in 2017, and that's a real name. Look it up. It's a government website too. It's a government entity, and all they do is they hunt every. I don't know the season, but they have assigned licensed Burmese python hunters.
Pep. They're peps.
Yeah, that's what they do. They pep around the Everglades. And they just take out snakes.
Do they get like a fancy little badge with a snake on it? Like, hey, bro, we're Slytherin.
They get the one who gets the biggest, longest snake gets a $5,000 prize, I believe, too.
Shut up. Are you serious?
I'm serious. I read that on the site.
Oh, man.
So they've caught one that was 16 feet. 16 feet. Could you imagine if even like 12 feet? Imagine. And these pythons are thick. They're thickies.
What is that, like 400-pound snake?
It could be. I think so. I mean, it takes several people to carry it.
Well, I mean, alligator, though. Like, alligator, that's what, 12 to 15 feet. They're like at least 1,000 pounds, aren't they?
Yeah. And they just squeeze them to death and then just eat it whole. They're capable of eating something way bigger than themselves.
Oh, because they can expand, huh?
Yeah, so it's very possible a baby python could eat an elephant. No, I'm kidding. That's an exaggeration.
You know what? I would let the python like eat an alligator, and then while it's like really full, I'd punch it in the face because it can't move because it just ate an alligator.
I don't know, man, because the other side of the python could wrap you around you, and it's no joke. Even a piece of the python wrapping around your arm, that's gonna be a struggle.
Yeah, I'd probably crush your arm right there.
It could.
So, how do snakes poop? Is there like a poop spot, or do they like throw up poop?
How is that your first question?
Well, you think about the snake. I mean, they shed their skin and everything. I just never thought about snakes pooping. But like, you eat an alligator, that stuff's got to come out. Like the bones or something like that.
Yeah, they have reproductive organs, which also means they have a sphincter.
Sphincter, man. I gotta Google that. It's probably gonna be weird. Like my wife's gonna look at my internet history and like, are you looking at like snake buttholes, dude?
Your internet history looks real weird. Spider-Man's face sequences and snake poop. Snake buttholes.
I just do that the entire life. I've never thought about snakes pooping until right now. And I'm like, dude, where's their butthole?
It's real tiny.
Is it at their tail?
Yeah, it's near the end. It's on the undercarriage near the end.
Undercarriage, okay.
Yeah.
So
not the very end, but near the end.
So $5,000 is the price for like the biggest snake?
Yeah, they caught one. I don't know if it was last year, but it's only been established since 2017. So one in the last 2 years, they caught one that was 16 feet.
Dude, we should totally do that.
Yuck! I do not like snakes. You want to mosey around the Everglades?
Yeah, dude, we could like one of those wind boats,
Dude,
just an excuse.
You know how many mosquitoes are gonna bite us up?
First off, if you're in the Everglades, they're called skeeters. Mosquitoes.
I believe you, but man, that sounds like waiting in line at the DMV for a month straight.
Huh. So, guys, what do you think? So, today we talked about Spider-Man. We talked about the Crapple card, right? Can we say Crapple? Is that a thing? The Crapple card.
Bad. Such a bad joke. Such okay.
And then we've got the Python reward system, the PEP. The
Pep's got a better reward system than the Apple Card, so I'll give them credit for that.
Yeah, I mean, so we covered these things, guys, and so if you guys want us to cover a topic that's really trending right now, I know last episode we didn't have the email down. We have the email down today. It's randomroastsinfo@gmail.com. Feel free to message us and let us know what you want us to talk about, because we're getting topics and we're kind of seeing what's fun, but we want to talk about stuff that you're talking about and what you want us to hear us talk about, because we're kind of hoping you like our personalities. Because I mean, like,
exactly, we'll talk about anything. We'll talk about our favorite world wars. We'll talk about our favorite dog breeds. We'll make fun of dog breeds. We'll make fun of kittens who don't know how to blink properly. We'll talk about anything.
So. Guys, again, if you guys are podcast people, thank you so much. If you guys are YouTube people, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe, make sure to email us, do all that good stuff. And again, Dan, I'm not sure how they interact with the Podbean or the Pod whatever.
So any podcast app you currently use, all you got to do is type Random Roast and it'll appear. Not yet, but it will appear soon. I'll mention it in a future episode once it's ready to go.
Is there like a star system or something? Like they could rate it or rate an episode?
Of course there is, but of course Apple likes to make it difficult. It's out of 5 stars. So 5 stars makes the world go round in the Apple universe. So
awesome.
If you can give us 5 stars when you can, it would be appreciated. I will give you a hug, calling you back to the first episode. If you give 5 stars and your home address, I will go to your house and give you a hug. A 2-arm, long, 5 to 7 second hug.
You better wear some cologne. You better wear some cologne.
I'll put on some snake poop on me. It'd be good. Okay, some Burmese python defecation.
Or just like show up and drop a Burmese. We'll go get a Burmese python, just drop it at your doorstep.
Yeah, I'll do whatever it takes. I will give hugs for stars.
All right, guys. So, hey, we're going to call this one an episode, but thank you guys so much for listening. And again, make sure to hit us up and let us know, because we definitely want to chat with you guys. And if you guys have any sponsorships that we should be reaching out for, or if you're a person who wants us to talk about your stuff, shoot us an email and we can work those details out. But guys, let's call this one good.
Take care. Denny's hit. Holler at your boy.